So here in this section on vectors, after learning about the basic ideas regarding vectors like the direction cosines, direction ratios, etc., we are starting with two types of products. One is known as the scalar product of vectors, or which is known as the dot product of vectors, and the other is the vector product or the cross product of vectors. Okay, first we'll learn about the scalar product of vectors. And then we go on to the vector product or the cross product of vectors. Okay, so for learning about the scalar product of or dot product of vectors, first is a definition part which you have to know about that. That is, if you consider two vectors a and b, okay, suppose a and b are two vectors given and theta is the angle between them, okay, then its dot product is denoted by like this, a dot b, which is defined to be equal to ab cos theta, okay, which is defined to be equal to ab cos theta, where a is equal to modulus of vector a, b is equal to modulus of vector b, and theta is the angle between a and b, which lies between 0 degree and 180 degree. Okay, so this is a definition part regarding that. A dot b is equal to ab cos theta, where a is equal to modulus of vector a. Modulus of vector means, suppose you are given a vector a is equal to a1i plus a2j plus a3k. Okay, finding its modulus means modulus is equal to root of a1 square plus a2 square plus a3 square. Okay, this is how we find the modulus. So a dot b equal to ab cos theta, where a equal to modulus of vector a, b equal to modulus of vector b, and 0 less than or equal to theta less than or equal to pi. Okay, now going on with the properties of this, we have to learn about the properties of this. Okay, the first property is that, okay, so these are some of the important properties also which you have to learn along with this dot product. The first property when we deal with here is that if theta is equal to 0 degree, okay, then you will have a dot b is equal to, okay, ab cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. So your value will be equal to ab. ab means modulus of vector a into modulus of vector b. Okay. Second one, theta equal to pi, 180 degree. Then you will have a dot b is equal to ab cos pi. Cos pi is minus 1. So this becomes minus ab, which can be written as minus modulus of vector a into modulus of vector b. Okay. Then thirdly, the property, the main important property which you learn is that dot product is commutative. Dot product is commutative. That is, a dot b is equal to b dot a. Okay. Now, the fourth property which you have to know is that this a dot b value which you have is a scalar quantity. The value which you get out of this a dot b, it is a scalar quantity. Is it not like that? Because if we take a suppose if I take a is equal to 3i plus 4j minus 5k, okay, and b is equal to whatever, like if I am giving it as equal to 4i minus 5j plus 6k. Okay, and I need to work out this a dot b. Okay, so I need to work out this a dot b means this will be written as 3i plus 4j minus 5k, okay, taken with the dot product. This dot I am putting it in the middle, 4i minus 5j plus 6k. Okay, all this will be given the cap sign because these are the unit vectors which we have, I, j and k. Now, how will we write the dot product of this is that actually usual method is that as though we do the simplification, the factorization. When you are given some factors, how will you do that? Like 3i dot 4i, like that. Then 3i dot minus 5j, 3i dot 6k, like that. Then 4j dot 4i, then 4j dot minus 5j, minus 5k dot minus 5j, and so on. Like that is how we do the calculation. For that, for doing this calculation, we make use of an important property regarding this dot product. regarding the unit vectors. Okay, that is also a property which you have to learn. It is I dot I, okay, equal to j dot j equal to k dot k is equal to 1. These values are equal to 1. Other than this, any unit vector taken, for example, if you have to take I dot k, the value will be equal to 0. Or if you want to take j dot k, the value will be equal to 0, and so on. So, which all values will remain as 1? Only the dot product taken with the same vector. That is I dot I equal to j dot j equal to k dot k equal to 1. So, using that property means for this calculation, you will have only 3i dot 4i. So 3i dot 4i, when you take, it will be written as equal to 12. 3 into 4, because I dot I will be 1. Then 4j dot minus 5j, because all other values will become 0. So 4j dot minus 5j, it will become minus 20. Then minus 5k dot 6k, so that will become minus 30. Okay, so altogether what you get here is the value minus, here it will be minus 8, and this will be equal to minus 38. A dot b will be a scalar. A dot b will be a real number. A dot b will be a real number in the sense that A dot b will be either positive, negative, or even it can be 0. When does it turn to be 0? When does this value turn to be 0? That is also another important property which we have here. When does this dot product turn to be equal to 0? The dot product turn to be equal to 0 when theta is equal to pi by 2. Is it not? Because cos 90, we have it as equal to pi by 2. So that is also another important property which you have to know here. So that I will write it as property number 6. When theta equal to pi by 2, okay, we have A dot b is equal to AB cos pi by 2. So this become equal to 0. So the angle between A and B is 90 degree. So this is also a condition for proving two vectors to be perpendicular. Two vectors, vector A and vector B, are perpendicular. Implies A dot B equal to 0. Implies and implies can be put. That means both the conditions are satisfied. In the sense that if two vectors are perpendicular, their dot product is 0. Or if the dot product of two vectors is 0, then you say that the vectors are perpendicular. So that is also a property which you can learn along with this. Okay. So that is another important property. Now coming to property number 7. Property number 7 is the distributive property, which we write it in the form of A dot B plus C, where A, B, C are any three vectors. So we write it as equal to A dot B plus A dot C. That is how the calculation will be done. Okay. Now property number 8. How do you write vector A dot vector A? Actually, vector A dot vector A means modulus of vector A into modulus of vector A into cos 0. Cos 0, the value is 1. So this will be equal to modulus of vector A square. Or simply it can also be written as A square. This is a property which you have to remember. Okay, that is A dot A is equal to modulus of vector A square, because based on this there are many questions to be worked out. So this is another important property regarding the dot product of vectors. Okay. Now coming to property number 9 on this. Property number 9 says about finding the angle between two vectors. Okay. Property number 9 says about finding angle between two vectors. How to find the angle between two vectors? So for that we make use of the definition. We have A dot B is equal to AB cos theta. Okay, from this, so this implies actually A dot B is equal to modulus of vector A into modulus of vector B into cos theta. Okay, so from this, cos theta can be written as equal to A dot B by modulus of vector A into modulus of vector B. Okay, so this is another important property. Now property number 10, that is another important property, that is the geometrical interpretation. What does this dot product represent geometrically? The proof is clearly given in your textbook. You can go through that because the proof is not needed for studying this. We need only the formula. Geometrical representation of A dot. What does it geometrically represent? It says that if vector A and vector B are any two vectors, then the geometrical interpretation of dot product is that it represents the projection of one vector on another. That is projection of vector A on vector B. Okay, projection of vector A on vector B, it will be written as equal to A dot B by modulus of vector B. A on B, numerator is A dot B. Okay, denominator become modulus of vector B. Now projection of B on A, projection of vector B on vector A. So this will be equal to B dot A by, it can also be written as the same because A dot B and B dot A are the same. So you can write it as A dot B by modulus of vector A. Okay, so A on B, when we say that it is A on B, it is A dot B by modulus of vector B. When we say it is B on A, again the numerator is the same. It will be A dot B by modulus of vector A. Okay, so these are the important 10 properties which you have to know when you learn about the dot product of the vectors. Starting from the definition, it is A dot B is equal to AB cos theta, where A is equal to modulus of vector A, B is equal to modulus of vector B, and theta is the angle between vector A and vector B. Okay, so like this you have the 10 properties. Try to learn up with all these 10 properties because these are given in your textbook also. You can go through that and you can see. So it will be it is all mentioned in the textbook also. Okay, so that is how you have. So regarding the dot product of vectors, you have to take page number B1166 of your textbook. Okay, B1166. Scalar product or the dot product of vectors, you will see the heading. Under that, angle between two vectors is defined, but we have to start with the scalar or the dot product of the two vectors. Scalar, the dot product of two non-zero vectors A and B, denoted by A dot B, is defined as A dot B is equal to modulus A into modulus B into cos theta, which is equal to AB cos theta, where A equal to modulus of vector A, B equal to modulus of vector B, and theta is the angle between vector A and vector B. Okay. Then the remarks given, that is what I have told as some properties also. The first property is if vector A is equal to 0, vector B is equal to 0 vector, okay, or both A and B are 0 vectors, then we define A dot B equal to 0, that you know. Okay, now the vectors vector A and vector B are known as the factors of A dot B. Then the dot product of two vectors is a scalar quantity. Then if theta equal to 0, A dot B equal to AB cos 0, so you will get it as equal to AB. When theta equal to pi, A dot B is equal to minus AB. Okay. In particular, A dot minus A can be written as minus A dot A, or which can be written as equal to modulus of vector A into modulus of minus vector A, which can be written as minus A square. Then goes the condition, then it is given the condition of perpendicularity of two vectors. That also I mentioned. If A and B are perpendicular, the angle between them is 90 degree. So you have A dot B equal to AB cos pi by 2, which is equal to 0. So two non-zero vectors, vector A and vector B, are perpendicular. All that you can mark it in your textbook and keep. If and only if. If and only if, that is why I told that you can use that implies and implies. Okay, A dot B equal to 0. A and B are perpendicular implies A dot B equal to 0. A dot B equal to 0 implies A and B are perpendicular. Okay. Then going on with the square of a vector. The scalar product of a vector, vector A with itself is called the square of the vector, vector A. A dot A, which is A square. Okay. Modulus of vector A square, or simply A square, it can be written. The length of a vector can be found out using modulus of vector A, which is root of vector A dot vector A. Now, squares and scalar product ijk. Ijk are unit vectors along the coordinate axis. So I dot I equal to 1, j dot j equal to 1, k dot k equal to 1. All other dot product, the value will become equal to 0. Now, there is given the geometrical interpretation of scalar product of two vectors, where you are given the proof and all. You can go through that and see how you find out that A dot B as projection of one vector on another. You have to learn about only the formula on page number B1168. Mark that formula, put it in a box and keep it. Projection of A on B, A dot B by modulus of B. Projection of B on A, vector B on vector A is equal to vector A dot B by modulus of vector A. Okay, and then one remark is given, that also you can note it down. If alpha, beta, gamma are the direction angles of vector A is equal to A1i plus A2j plus A3k, then its direction cosines are given by how we write in terms of the dot product. That also they have mentioned. So that also you can make it as a point, because sometimes it will be used in the object type questions also. Okay, then we have the properties of scalar product. All these were properties only, but still they are separately given. One is scalar product is commutative, that is A dot B is equal to B dot A. Now regarding the scalar multiplication and all, always scalar will be taken outside. If A and B are any vectors and M is any real number, then MA dot B means M into A dot B we take. Okay. Then the scalar product is distributive. A dot B plus C is equal to A dot B plus A dot C. Then a scalar product of the sum of two vectors, that is also shown, that you can go through, and based on that some identities, the identities how we work out. But here we have to use the dot product when we are using the identities. Okay, then comes the scalar product of two vectors in terms of their rectangular components. 1170 page number. A vector A is equal to A1i plus A2j plus A3k, vector B is equal to B1i plus B2j plus B3k. Then A dot B is equal to A1b1 A2b2 A1b1 plus A2b2 plus A3b3. Only multiply those components of I dot I, J dot J and K dot K. Multiply that, the coefficients of I, J, K. Okay, so that is why A1b1 plus A2b2 plus A3b3. Okay, then after that, angle between two vectors, A dot B is equal to A dot B by modulus of vector A into modulus of vector B. Okay, so that's all you have in the scalar product of vectors. You have to go through the example questions, and after that you have to work out the exercise questions also. And in exercise question and in example questions, when you go through, you don't have to go through exam question like you have to go through only till example number 50, example number 50. There are a lot of examples here given. I think totally there are 60 examples, but the questions of the type starting from example number 51 to example number 60, they won't be asking for the exam. Okay, all other examples you can go through. Okay, and in exercise also it's like that. Those type of questions which come under that, like for example, the last three questions 34, 35 and 36 from the exercise need not be worked out. That type of questions they won't ask for the exam. Okay, so try working out all the questions from the exercise after going through the example. Okay, so that's all you have in the scalar product. Thank you.